Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about cultural competence in occupational therapy. So what is cultural competence? Cultural competence is the ability to really understand and interact with our clients who are in different cultural backgrounds, beliefs, and values. So we're understanding, we're communicating, with clients of different cultures. Now, in the research, they are moving from cultural competence to more cultural humility. So, cultural humility. What is that? Cultural humility is similar to competence, but this approach emphasizes humble and empathetic communication with clients, reducing reliance on biases and implicit assumptions. So the difference, you reduce bias, assumptions, and we're just humble and being empathetic to our clients. Humble. Empathetic to clients. Now, this approach, working with clients through cultural humility, looking through that lens, we encourage an openness to learn from others instead of just trying to memorize their cultural ideas and concepts and trying to achieve a certain level of competence. So we don't want to assume all of our knowledge, all of our cultures apply to every single individual. So more looking at the client as individuals. Now, we also, as occupational therapy practitioners, strive to treat all people impartially, reduce bias, and we create a diverse community in which members can function and address their conditions that hinder or cause harm, and just protect and defend the rights of each individual. One of the research that I found, according to Agner, she mentions a similar situation that she was in with a client who had MS. She was bedbound, and she was just working on trying to keep up her functional range of motion and being able to carry out some of her ADLs in bed. So one of the goals was to try and get out of doing like pegboards, working on fine motor, and getting her out into the community. They did provide power wheelchairs. She had a horror lift. She had a caregiver, all to help assist her getting out of the bed. But the client's concern was not getting out of the bed, but being able to use her hands so she can continue with one of her activities were continuing in her teleconferences that she does, and just being able to watch out into the window to look at the outside. So looking at that situation, we can see where knowing your cultures can help as a background, but each individual is different in what they perceive as important to them. So doing your research and learning about other cultures is important. You can still continue to do that, but you don't want to rely fully on that. You don't want to forget to still treat your clients like individuals that they are. And we don't want to assume that just because a person looks a certain way that they will automatically share the cultural values of others that look the same way that they do. Doing ADLs, IADLs, anything that we are trying to work on in interventions. Always ask your clients to tell you how they performed the task previously. They might do meal prep differently than you do. They might do an ADL differently than you would do. So just taking that into mind, asking the client how they perform and not just assuming that the way you do it is always correct. And then how they ideally want to perform them in the future. So not only based on your knowledge and how you want them to perform, but how the client would want to be able to carry out their occupations. And then just being open to learning about them and their way of doing things. So we're not forcing information, we're assisting, and we're providing some strategies and techniques along with the way that they want to be able to carry out their EDLs to provide effective treatment. Thank you.